Hello and welcome to Teeing Off with RevSportz. Last night, Indian fans were in for a heartbreak, another heartbreak as India lost to Australia in yet another World Cup final. This time it was the Under 19 World Cup final. Although India put up a fight, but at the end of the day, it was the Australian Under 19 team that was the better team. We'll discuss all about that, but we will also be building up to the RevSportz Trailblazers Conclave and introduce the next two guests for the conclave. We also have an exclusive interview of Carles Quadrat. But till then, let me introduce my guests G. Rajaraman, Shomik Chakrabarti, and Bharat Ramraj. Raja, getting right to it, it seems like the Indian team and losing in an ICC event final has become synonymous. What are your thoughts?
No, it's been a while since India lost that match to Australia last night, Gargi. But it's tough to reconcile oneself to the fact that this was a match that India could have won. But India was outplayed by Australia on all fronts, whether it's batting, bowling, fielding, or captaincy. I think India could have done better. Unfortunately, India did not show up at the park with the kind of intent that we believed it is capable of. But is it becoming a habit for India to lose in the ICC trophy finals, whether it's the senior side or the junior side? Unfortunately, that seems to be the trend. But I think we make too much out of it by trying to string every one of these and saying that they all belong to the same category. Unfortunate, India lost. It could have played a lot better cricket than it did.
Shomik, India has one of the best domestic circuits, but what is it about the young batters who aren't able to convert their innings or are unable to play longer formats of the game? Can you put a finger on it?
No, basically, see, Gagi, it's about pressure. It's about pressure. If you look at what we saw last night, Uday Shaharan coming into the final, Uday Shaharan, the captain, every time he batted before the final, he stitched at least a 50-run partnership. That was four times he stitched 50-run partnerships. Twice he stitched 100 runs partnership. He was doing fantastic partnership batting coming into the final. Now, what happened in the final after the after the South Africa game and India's win was unexpected from 32 for 4. I mean, people started talking about this team, and that put this team under pressure. We saw how we are struggling to cope with the added pressure at the senior level. It happened at the World Test Championship final. When we made a hash of a team selection and dropped Ashwin, didn't play Ashwin when the when the pitch when the pitch called for Ashwin's presence. In the World Cup final, 50 over World Cup final, we are tactically outsmarted, and here also qualitatively and tactically at the junior level in the final, we are outplayed by Australia. They were tactically sharp, and we are not tactically spot on with our field settings, with our batting approach. And when negativity creeps in, you won't get to see the natural game. A player is playing their natural game. We shouldn't judge these players on the basis of what they did in the final. They can jolly well because the mindset they showed. Someone like Saharan, Mushir Khan had 2 centuries in the tournament. The mindset they shown, and Mushir Khan, he played. I mean, he got into the Ranji squad into the Mumbai Ranji squad. So he he has that talent to be able to make it to the Mumbai Ranji squad, which means I mean, the powers that be of the authorities look at him as a player who can play the longer format, who can build his innings, who can play longer innings. But it is the pressure, and when you don't have the right intent, as Raja rightly pointed out, you don't have the right intent, then you lose your natural game, and then you lose the game also.
And Bharat, who among the India under 19 team are you most excited to see in the future?
I think it is Sachin Das. I think he's a proper shot maker. His good defense is good. If you notice, he was riding on the bounce against Mafaka and Lewis, and hitting short of and deliveries, cutting them and pulling them. So I think he's the one I'm really looking forward to in the months to come. Obviously, Mushir is there. He's already been mentioned. I think he's a very unorthodox. He's a kind of unorthodox player. Who's a mix of his elder brother and I guess Surya Kumar Yadav. There's a little bit of mix of both. So he's someone who plays a lot of shots. He bowls left arm spin as well. Raj Limbani, I think Limbani is a very promising bowler. What I noticed about Limbani is a thinking fast bowler. He bowled a couple of short deliveries and then he went full right in the slog overs and got a wicket. So he's someone who was showing some fast bowling mindset that some of the senior bowlers like Mukesh Kumar or Prasidh Krishna didn't show in the last couple of months. So this youngster showed that. I think these are the three, and then obviously Pandey is there. I think he bowled really well. Someone who disappointed, I guess, was Arshin Kulkarni. I guess they batted him at the wrong position in the conditions that we saw in South Africa, especially in Benoni. The ball was seaming around. I think he came. He batted at the wrong position. He could have batted at number 6 or 5. So he was the one who disappointed. But these are the 4 or 5 players I think who really impressed.
But what really is it about India that is making them prone to losing in finals? Here's Boria Mujumdar digging deep into the problem. Take a look.
Why do we lose finals? The fact is we do. Whether it is the senior men's team, which after a fantastic run of 10 unbeaten matches, lost the finals of the 50-over World Cup to Australia. Couple of months before that, in the WTC final, Rohit Sharma's team had once again lost to Australia at the Oval. Both times India had a chance. Australia 76 for 3 on day 1, and thereafter the Travis Head 100 and the Steve Smith 100 ensured that the match was beyond India. In the 50-over final, Captain Rohit Sharma's catch by Travis Head and Virat Kohli's dismissal made sure that Australia would go past the final hurdle. The women's team has also lost to Australia in the recent past. Many a time they have come close, but the final hurdle has remained the final hurdle. Now it is the under-19s. They had a fantastic semi-final against South Africa. Uday Saharan and Sachin Das were brilliant. Just as all of India were thinking that the under-19 men would follow the under-19 women, Australians stood tall. And that is a question that now all of India is asking. Why do we lose finals to Australia? While I wish I had an answer, the fact is, mentally, Australia may well be having a psychological edge over India. Talent-wise, we are clearly there. Otherwise, we would not have beaten Australia in the group stage in the 50-over Senior World Cup. We would not have beaten Australia twice in bilateral series in 2018 and 2021. So talent is not an issue. What is an issue is in the mind. Mentally, do we choke? Mentally, are we falling at the final hurdle? Mentally, are we not strong enough when it comes to that crunch word, pressure? Is it the hype? Is it the pressure of expectations? Is it something else? But the fact is, India has to try. The quest to be perfect in an imperfect day, the quest for excellence has to continue. PV Sindhu at one point in time had lost 8 straight finals. Thereafter, she won many an intense battle, including 2 Olympic medals, the Commonwealth gold and the World Championship gold. India too will win. The wait is agonizing. The pain is unbearable. But that's what sport is. It is real, not real. And we have to stay patient, follow the process, keep up the hard work, and continue with what we dream. Excellence. The sun will rise. After every dusk, there is a dawn. After every failure, there is success. And that's what sport teaches us. Till then, we as fans need to stay resilient. Back the team, back the boys, back the girls, for sport will always give you a second opportunity. Under 19 World Champions Australia, many congratulations, but for the Indians, there will be their turn. When? We don't know yet, but we will all wait with bated breath.
Moving on to the world of football, Carles Cuadrat joined East Bengal as the head coach last year, and since then things have started looking very different for the team. Shomek, like Cuadrat said, for the first time in a match between Mohun Bagan and East Bengal, there was no favourite. How much difference has Cuadrat's presence really made as the head coach?
See, football team is built on the image of its head coach or the manager. In Indian football, we don't have manager, we have head coach. And after many trials and errors, in East Bengal have hit the right button. They have appointed the right man. Carles Cuadrat is someone who understands, who knows and understands Indian football. It's not that East Bengal earlier had appointed bad coaches. Someone like Robbie Fowler, for example, a Liverpool legend, it's not that he doesn't understand football. But what happened with someone like Robbie Fowler? He didn't understand Indian football. If you expect some Indian footballer or Indian football, if you set certain standards, you are going to be disappointed. Cuadrat knows the limit, and Cuadrat knows how to maximize your potential. So from that point of view, he was there at Bangalore FC, and then he saw Indian football at close quarters, and he knows if I want to extract something extraordinary out of this Indian footballing setup, I won't be able to do it. So he has lowered the bar, and it has worked wonders for East Bengal. He has lowered the bar, and it has worked wonders because the players now are playing a lot more freely. They don't have the fear of failure, and they are trying to express themselves. They are trying to maximize their potential, and that is the reason why East Bengal, although they lost to Northeast last Saturday, although they lost to Northeast last Saturday, but East Bengal is heading, they are heading in the right direction, we should say, under Carles Cuadrat.
Boria Mojumdar recently talked to his East Bengal head coach, and we have got for you an exclusive interview with Carles Cuadrat. Take a look.
But let me take you back to the Super Cup. 12 years, in fact, my colleagues, Rohan, who's on camera, Trisha, for half an hour after the match, they were not able to speak. All of them were emotional. Tell me about the Super Cup win. What did that mean to you?
It means a lot. It means a lot, and I can see in the people what does it mean for them, because it's true that I have been celebrating big trophies with Barca, for example.
Yeah.
I have been watching the bus in the city, like here, 3 hours to arrive from the airport to the stadium, just the same. A lot of joy, a lot of celebration, but here I see the people living it more like an individual thing happening inside of their emotions. I mean, like something like, wow, finally, me that I am a East Bengal fan and I have been suffering a lot of bad moments in the last years, finally I have something to be proud of. So it was the different types that I saw. I really saw the people very, very emotional, and it's very nice.
One thing, I was looking at the videos, including in your social media handles, and when you won the Super Cup, the way the fans reacted, when you came back to Kolkata and saw those faces, smiles, joy, passion, commitment, and all of a sudden you've given them something. What did that mean for you?
It's unforgettable. I always cry also. I saw them and they were crying and they make me cry. So it's emotions. It's emotions. As I told you, I belong to a club that we have been lucky the last 20 years that we have Messi and we have been celebrating a lot of trophies. But before, when I was a kid, it was 10 years without trophies. So I really understand inside what does it mean when you watch TV and always Real Madrid is winning a trophy and never my players. And suddenly we arrived with the Super Cup. So it was a joy. The city of joy explodes.
Nikhat Zareen has brought back the excitement to women's boxing in India back. Raja will be having her at the conclave, but reflect on her journey and how incredible she has been.
She's been a terrific fighter for India. So she made it to the final uh, of the international tournament in Stranja just now, and lost there. But she's an exciting boxer. I think after Mary Kom, she's had to carry the flag, carry the Indian flag. Of course, Lovelina has been there, and she's got an Olympic medal against her name. But it is Nikat who has sparked a lot of attention around the country, and she has done well to take the pressure on and do well. I'm hoping that she will be able to do just as well in the Olympic game and come back home with something to cheer about. Uh, she's also a very good human being, someone who you can have great conversations with, someone who's mature beyond her years, and someone who can hold her own in the best of audiences. So I'm sure people at Trailblazers version 2 this year, the season 2, will actually enjoy listening to Nikat Zareen.
Absolutely. And like I mentioned, Nikhat will be at the RevSportz Trailblazers Conclave. Take a look at her journey as we present her as one of the guests at the event.
If there is one boxer who all of India will want to win and think will win at the Paris 2024 Games, it is Nikhat Zareen. Since winning the World Championship a couple of years earlier and thereafter going on to win a Commonwealth gold, multiple golds at multiple international events, including a World Championship gold on home soil, Nikhat Zareen has done everything that she has to make herself a favourite. But then there was a bit of a reversal at the Asian Games. Has that given Nikhat that extra incentive to push a little bit more for Paris? You speak to her and you will know that the Olympics is the ultimate dream that Nikhat and her family are living. And if that happens, the dark chocolate, the thumbs up, the Coca-Cola and everything else, including, chocolate and ice cream, will be there for Nikhat Zareen. Welcoming her back, this time physically, to the Trailblazers Conclave, one of our speakers, Nikhat Zareen.
That's it from us for this conversation. Not only Nikhat Zareen, but another big name from Bollywood will be joining us for the Trailblazers Conclave, but not for his work as an actor, instead for the work that he has put in inspiring young girls from remote parts of the country to take up rugby as a sport. Rahul Bose will be joining us. Take a look. Until then, stay tuned to RevSportz.
It takes incredible passion to do for a sport that you have yourself played, but that is still struggling for want of finances. And when you're a successful film star, the passion is that much more needed because you have a comfortable life. What is the point in trying to do for a sport when there is not much support? But that's what Rahul Bose has been able to do. To take an Indian women's team to the Asian Games by putting together infrastructure and support system to help the girls, to put together security for the players, takes a lot of doing. And for the President of Rugby India, that is priority. His players are the priority. He's not a celebrity there. Rather, he's a backstage person who wants to make his players the real stars of the story. And that's what Rahul Bose is all about, and that is the story he will tell us as part of the Trailblazers Conclave. Welcome as speaker Rahul Bose, President of the Rugby India, to our conclave for the very first time.
For Indian rugby at the national level has been nothing short